still a bit speechless after Cole O'Reilly there. That was absolutely brutal, wasn't it? I'll do my best anyway. Shall we take a look at the wrestling headlines? Let's. Andrade has attacked WWE Creative over on Twitter. Speaking of which, a WWE SmackDown superstar has also shot on Creative. And we will take a first look at the WrestleMania 37 set. So we've been speaking a whole lot recently about Andrade. Following his WWE release, we've been speculating on where he might go next. He's already put pen to paper, but we don't know where he is going to pop up next or first, as he's already said that he wants to wrestle for multiple promotions. And now he has been speaking out on Twitter regarding WWE's booking and creative. Fightful Wrestling put out a story titled, WWE President Nick Khan says WWE has hyper-focus on Mexico, wants to put WWE touch on Lucha Libre. Andrade quote retweeting this with just a few words saying, more talent for sitting in the locker room. And he's not wrong, is he? At all. I could sit here all day and talk about WWE and the way that they underutilize talent. If you can't find creative for somebody as talented as Andrade, something is desperately, desperately wrong in your promotion. And so, yeah, I just totally agree with that. I'm not going to spend much longer on that. Andrade, we've got an update regarding what he might be doing shortly and the fact that he has been approached about working WrestleMania weekend. Nothing has been announced so far, but we all know that Andrade does not have that 90-day no-compete clause. He is good to go whenever. And according to this new update from Fightful, Andrade has been contacted about WrestleMania weekend appearances that would take place outside of WWE. It's unclear as to whether Andrade has agreed to any of these. Obviously, nothing has been announced yet, but all eyes are on Andrade right now, and whoever gets him first, that is such a huge get for that promotion, so we will see. Speaking of wrestlers unhappy with WWE Creative, we've got another one, Kel Surprise, this time a current WWE superstar. In fact, a current WWE champion, one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Dolph Ziggler, has made an interesting comment on Twitter. He tweeted a video of his cash-in on Alberto Del Rio 8 years ago. Can you believe it? One of the best moments of the last 10 years. Such a great cash-in. Anyway, he said, one of the most amazing pieces of business in the history of our sports. 4 minutes of an MFing Picasso unfolding before your eyes, all because the fans refused to be told who to cheer for. Cheers to you all. One fan responded, saying, one of the greatest moments in WWE history. Why they didn't keep you at the top is beyond me. You were over, you were skilled, you were entertaining. He's not wrong. And Dolph Ziggler replied to this, and this is where it gets really interesting, saying, some people aren't allowed or even picked. It's the nature of the business. I bang my fist on the door every day. I promise you that. It must be very, very frustrating to be Dolph Ziggler, a former world champion, a guy who is so tremendously talented in the ring, who is so often lost in the shuffle or sort of disregarded. And he's brilliant in the ring. He can do great character work as well. But WWE have misused him for so long that I feel like if he was inserted into the world title picture once again, nobody would quite buy into him. No, it's not that he doesn't deserve to be there, not even slightly. It's the fact that they've sort of flubbed him so many times, it would just be like, oh, Dolph's in there again. He feels like maybe even a bit of a lost cause. I think you could redeem him, but it certainly sounds like WWE just aren't interested in doing so. But it's interesting when he says, I bang my fist on the door every day, though, I promise you that. It's clear that his passion is still very much there, that, well, they haven't beaten that out of him yet. It's scandalous, really, that he's not going to be on the WrestleMania card. Obviously, he's wrestling on now tonight's episode of SmackDown, defending those tag titles in the four-way, when really, well, there's a lot of talent being left off the WrestleMania card this year, and to be snubbed and put on SmackDown, I mean, it's such a shame. It's such a shame, but interesting comments nonetheless. Next up, just a quickie, an update regarding WWE 2K. Obviously, we've not seen a proper WWE 2K. We're not including Battlegrounds in that since WWE 2K21 was scrapped. Now, 2K have provided a teaser of an update, I guess, happening on WrestleMania weekend. They tweeted out a video that says, tune into WrestleMania for a special announcement. And we don't know what this is going to be, but one can only assume that this is going to be the next installment in the 2K series. Really, really cautiously optimistic about this because 2K20 was such a disaster. My understanding is that it's got better, it's been patched the hell out of, and now it is at least playable, but a PR disaster for them. And you would assume that, yeah, this is going to be a new installment in that game. Or either that, or maybe they're porting 2K20 to the Switch. We'll see. But we will find out this weekend, WrestleMania weekend. Next up, a new trailer has been released, teasing Dark Side of the Ring Season 3. And we now know when Season 3 will premiere. It's going to take place on Thursday, May the 6th, so we won't have to wait too long on that. Really, really interesting trailer, and we see 6 subjects from the 14-episode lineup in Season 3. They're going balls to the wall with this season. Brian Pillman, Nick Gage, Collision in Korea, Grizzly Smith, Dynamite Kid, and one that I don't think had been mentioned before, The Ultimate Warrior, an episode focused on Jim Hellwig and his absolutely insane life. So that'll be a really, really interesting one as well. There's some of the best wrestling documentaries ever produced, and the production value is just unbelievable. So they're so much fun to watch. They're always really fascinating. And however much you think you know about a subject, you always learn a little something new by watching these documentaries. So I cannot wait. Under a month until Season 3 hits our screens. Next up, a really interesting takeaway from a recent Kurt Angle Q&A regarding nixed plans for a brand new Team Angle, featuring none other than Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, American Alpha. So, this is gutting that this didn't happen. Honestly, this is going to be one of the biggest what-ifs in wrestling history for me. Anyway, he said, I brought it up and they kind of let it go by the wayside. I kept reminding them and I think they would have eventually done it. I think I would have managed both Gable and Jordan, but Jordan ended up getting injured. When he got injured, I think the idea fell apart through the table and there was no other wrestler to fill the spot. Just managing one wrestler wouldn't be a team, so you have to manage at least 2 wrestlers to make it a team. He's right. Since Jason got injured, I think that fell by the wayside and it wasn't going to happen. I wish it would have, though. So do we, Kurt. So do we. Well, we got Jason Jordan as the son of Kurt Angle, which is, that's just as good as this would have been. Absolutely gutted again that this didn't happen. I wish it had, and all you can do is wish Jason Jordan the absolute best. Obviously, he's transitioned into the backstage role, and all reports say that he's really happy doing what he's doing. But again, yeah, what a what if. And finally, we have our first clear look at the WrestleMania 37 stage. Look away if you don't want to see what it looks like. Earlier this week, of course, some drone footage emerged, which gave us a bit of an idea of what it was going to look like, but it was during its early construction phase. We now have a much clearer image. This comes courtesy of WFLA News Channel 8, who tweeted, "Here comes the bionic elbow, hashtag Dusty Rhodes, hashtag WrestleMania, hashtag WrestleMania week, hashtag Tampa, hashtag Wednesday motivation." Yep, well, I feel motivated after seeing these. Here are the shots. As you can see, despite the fact that the venue already has a pretty bloody massive pirate ship, WWE have built another one. They built another one right there. Only WWE would do such a thing. It's just the front of it. It's going to look amazing on camera. You can see in the background as well, it looks like they've constructed a little village of sorts with building fronts there. Again, it's something that's going to look amazing. I can't wait to see it in HD, good and proper, on Saturday night. So there you go. There are your pictures. And yeah, I'm just buzzing. After NXT TakeOver tonight, WWE have a very, a tough job to follow what we saw at TakeOver, both nights 1 and 2. It's just, we're off to a great start, aren't we? Thank you very much once again to everybody who watched the live stream reactions. Keep an eye out on the channel for loads of great WrestleMania content coming. And yeah, take care of yourselves once again and all the best. Goodbye.